And just ask them to talk what they felt about me. I did not give them any background or any written matter. It was everything that was authentic. And apart from letter of recommendations, there are certain universities who conduct interviews, but
Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into another episode of D Education. And in this episode, we have a very special guest joining with us. Hi Rahi, welcome to D Education.
Hi Tej, how are you? Thank you for reaching out to me. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much, Rahi, for doing this podcast. And how's your day so far?
It's good. Like it's a pretty sunny morning out here. And yeah, the summers has officially started. So it's like I'm in Boston right now. So the East Coast is pretty much cold throughout the year. So it's good to be sunny.
That's wonderful. So, Rahi, if you can give a brief about you to our viewers out there, and also what was your journey into design?
Yes, definitely. Hi everyone, I am Rahi. I'm from Thane, Maharashtra. It's a smaller city near Mumbai. And I've always grown up, in Thane, in the vicinity of my home. And when I decided to pursue design, I actually transitioned into design from chartered accountancy. So that was also a big decision for me, or a big, turning point in my life. Then I went to United World Institute of Design, which is in Gujarat. I pursued my product design over there, and I had always been interested in psychology, how things work, how do people take decisions, what influences them, and this domain of product design was a good bridge of problem solving, of psychology, of knowing what people need, and uh, connecting technology to it. So I had good foundation over there, conducted tons of user research, and then COVID happened. Everything tech boomed, and I transitioned into UX design. I got placed at Tata Consultancy Services. Our business unit was called TCS Interactive. So there I was exposed to a new domain of product design, that is the digital products. And I was fortunate enough to have great managers, great people around me who were open to me, pushing my boundaries, who were open to me failing fast, so that actually we got new perspectives into the projects that we were working in. And then after 2 years at TCS, I thought that I need some exposure or new experience into core UX. That's when I decided that I need to pursue my master's. So I came here at Northeastern University. I had shortlisted a few other colleges as well. I will talk about it in the upcoming, like the further video. But yeah, now I have completed, I've officially graduated from Northeastern this May. And yeah, I also completed my internship at Fidelity Investment. So that was a great exposure into real world design.
That's wonderful, Rahi. Thank you for sharing such wonderful journey with us. So, what made you particularly choose Northeastern University out of all the ones that are available, and why you also chose US to pursue your masters? At why not design at Europe?
Right. So I, I'll be very honest with you. And I had a bunch of friends who had already come to the US from undergrad, friends from undergrad. So I knew the overall scene here in the US. So I was pretty much familiar with it. Like you guys are aspiring. I also reached out to a bunch of people. And I saw that Europe is more into service design, or the colleges or the curriculum there is more into service design or transportation design. So which was something away from my what I was looking for. And here in the US as well, I applied to a bunch of like I applied to very selective universities. I was very sure that I want to have some holistic experience, or I just don't want to stick to screens and web and mobile UX. I want to learn the end-to-end process, like how I learned in product design, like for tangible objects. So I was actually interested in one course, like one particular course at University of Washington, but that didn't happen. And I had options between ASU and Northeastern. I'll be very honest. I applied to hardly 4 to 5 universities because I was like, if I want to pursue a master's, I want to be in these 4 to 5 universities only. I don't want to, do my master's just for the sake of it. And why Northeastern? Because the program initially, like the program that I'm doing, that I did, Masters of Science in Experience Design, it is a 1 year course. So I thought that yeah, I'll do it quickly, start working, and everything will be fine. But then after coming here, I realized that there were a bunch of nuances that I missed when I was, back in India. So the major rule here in the US is that you can't end your master's program with an internship. You have to, end with a course. So I left 2 courses out and for the last semester. So completed my 6 courses. It is a 8 courses course that is 32 credits. So I did my 6 courses in the first 2 semesters. Then the summer break happened. Then because touchwood, I had landed an internship at Fidelity. So I did that for 6 months in the fall semester in 2024. And then this year in spring, I completed my last course and then graduated in May. So the whole course became 2 years eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's wonderful. So, how was the admission process like, and any tips you would like to give to the students who are preparing for it, especially for this 1 year course flaw that you mentioned?
Right. So I think the core or the basic thing that you need to know when you're going abroad anywhere, no matter what country you're going, is that you have to be proactive. You have to, the timeline matters a lot. If you apply early, there are some colleges who even waive off your application fee. Then like mine did, I did not actually get the waiver, but I was qualified for scholarship because I applied early. So there are certain universities who have a different portal for scholarships, but there are certain universities, like it depends from university to university, obviously. But do your research well, talk to people, get more perspectives, build your SOP really.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. So, after creating over 250 plus videos and engaging in countless conversations with creative leaders from around the world, I'm thrilled to share my book, Notes of Wisdom Lessons from 100 Creative Visionaries. So, this book is labor of love that has deeply resonated with the community, entering into Amazon's bestseller list and reaching the top 3 on hottest new release list. So, what makes me proudest is that many creative leaders have read this book and shared their remarkable perspectives on this book. The best thing about this book is its price. It's just priced around 500 rupees because this isn't about making profits, but it's about spreading a movement. So these pages contain transformative insights that can reshape you how you see the world through the lens of design. So find your copy on Amazon, available on worldwide, and on India we have Flipkart. So thank you so much for your support. Please share this book with someone whose life might be enriched by these creative insights. So together, let's champion the truth that design isn't just a profession or a skill, it's a beautiful way of living a life.
Really good. Like you have to, get your story right. Obviously, it's your story, and people are going to judge you based on that. They are not going to. They don't have the access to see you or meet you. Maybe you are a different kind of a person when you talk to people. But then, right now, as a student, the SOP is the only, what do you call, the access that the university gets to you. So make sure your story aligns with your LinkedIn, with your portfolio website, with your SOP. And I don't want to be, what do you call? I don't want to sound robotic, but I want to stay authentic at the same time. Just find the right balance between two. And I wouldn't say what's ideal, but what worked for me was being authentic and being genuine at every stage, no matter getting an admit or landing an internship or landing, talking to people. Overall, the whole, if I look back in my design journey, staying authentic has helped me a lot. Also, apart from SOP, I had to submit letter of recommendation. So I reached out to my network and just asked them to talk what they felt about me. I did not give them any background or any written matter. It was everything that was authentic. And apart from letter of recommendations, there are certain universities who conduct interviews, but this one, like Northeastern, did not. They actually conducted great, Q&A sessions with the HOD and with the dean. So I had joined because of the time zone difference. We had to join in late, pretty late during nights. But yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. This is your stage to work hard. This is your stage to hustle. And ask even the silliest doubts, ask even the silliest questions that you have to these authorities, because they are very sweet and extremely helpful. Even now, students are reaching out to me, and I am happy to help, but then it gets a lot of, and this video will obviously help.
Thank you so much, Rai. So let's talk about curriculum and the learning experience you have. So, what does a design curriculum look in your course, and how was the hands-on learning experience like? Did you get to work on any real-time projects while you were studying as well?
Yes, I did. Actually, the overall curriculum, I'll give you a high level overview first. So it's mostly, the professor, it depends on the professor. So each course has 3 to 4 modules taken by each, like different professors. So it's up to you which courses you choose. And their working style is different, everything is different, but what remains same is the reading. So apart from real-time projects, they give you a bunch of readings, and the classes start with open discussions, and we reflect upon what we read, reflect upon what we our opinions, present our opinions, and we have a great, like, good debate sort of among the class. And the class strength is not much, like hardly 15 to 18 students each class. So everybody gets to talk, everybody gets to listen, different perspectives, and apply those learnings in their project. Then, like talking about the real world or real time clients or client projects, there was one studio that I was part of, where we had 3 clients come in, and we had the option to choose which one to work for. And throughout the 2 months project, we were constantly in touch with the clients, in touch with the stakeholders, knowing their needs. It was a proper on-site project, but that was the only project because it depended on the professor and how he wanted to structure the class. Apart from that, all the other classes or all the other courses were pretty much inside the classroom environment.
That's wonderful. So, any specific course or subject that really stood out to you?
Design for behavior. There were a bunch of really interesting courses, but design for behavior stood out. Design systems stood out. Like if you guys are designers, and you must be knowing these terms. So design systems, for me, I had worked on design systems, or I had created design systems in TCS, but the term that they were using here was completely different. It was for systems design. So if you are going through the curriculum at Northeastern, and if you come across design systems, it's actually systems design. We were given a topic, or we basically chose a topic and looked at it from a systems perspective. The class was actually structured really well. We, at the end of each class, we had to come up with a poem. Like the only assignment was that we had to come up with a poem, and what did we learn about the topic that was there for that day. So it was like the assignments here are pretty, like, for a layman, or for even for my parents, it was pretty wild, because no one thinks of creating poems in a design, like in a normal school, but design school everything is different. And that actually helped me open my boundaries, or expand my horizon, basically. that not everything needs to be a digital solution. It can be, the problem can be solved in any manner. You don't have to focus on the end solution right in the beginning. You don't have to start the project with, oh yeah, I want to design a mobile app for this. So being open and being flexible was something that I learned throughout this 2-year program.
That's great, Rai. So let's talk about now internship and industrial experience wise. So how is the internship opportunities like? And you also mentioned you did one internship. So does the college helped you, or how did you score that internship? And also, can you share a memorable internship moment you had?
Yes. So I'll be very honest, the market is pretty tough right now. And even back in 2024, also it was. I had actually started hunting or reaching out to people, applying from October itself, October 23. I came here in September. I started everything, started my process because I already had a portfolio I had made for, I had updated it for admissions. So I was like, why not just get into the pool? Let's begin. And after talking to a bunch of people, they helped me, update my portfolio even more. So that happened. And I would suggest that be proactive, take initiatives. You do not have to wait for someone to tell you that you have to start applying now. And because I had started early, I started receiving callbacks also early, and that helped me prepare for interviews. The more interviews you give, the more easier it becomes towards the latter part, because you get practice makes everything perfect. And from December, I started giving interviews, but then some or the other thing, was I was falling back in some or the other way. And then finally, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop applying altogether. Everything has to go in parallel. And actually, Northeastern has this portal called NU Works. So their co-ops, internships, full-time jobs are posted with. So I don't know how it works exactly, but NU Works also, I was applying on LinkedIn, I was applying on the external job boards as well, and I was applying through NU Works as well. So the interview that I landed for Fidelity was through NU Works. And how Northeastern also helped was they appoint a co-op advisor. So co-ops are basically, there are two types of internships that you do. One is a 3 to 4 month internship, and one is a co-op. That is a pretty longer, like 5 to 6 months. Internship is called a co-op. There's not much difference, but there are certain visa issues tangled with it. So just talk to your co-op advisor, tell them, get your resume reviewed, get your portfolio reviewed. Everything happens. They are also very sweet. They also schedule the meetings really efficiently. And so I had received a total of 5 calls from almost 500 to 550 applications that I had done. And so the return or the callback rate is really low at this point, but do not lose hope. Something good is in your destiny. And then Fidelity happened. It was a 2-step process: recruiter call, and then the direct design review, or the design. It was the interview was with the design team itself. And in a week, I received a call that I was selected. And then this was back in March 2024, and the internship was going to start, the co-op was going to start in July. So I had completed my second semester, rested well in the summer break, and then July to December, I worked at the Boston office. It is headquartered in Boston. Fidelity Investments is headquartered in Boston. And it was a proper corporate job. I switched back to my corporate language. I was missing it so much. And you get to work with different teams. You get to work with people from different backgrounds and different, not only cultural backgrounds but educational backgrounds as well. So you need to one tip that I'll give to aspiring students is don't just focus on technical skills. Focus on your interpersonal skills. Focus on how you communicate well, how you articulate the whole problem statement, or articulate your thoughts well. Because not everyone is from a design background. There were times when I had to pitch even to the VPs and AVPs. So how do I turn my design jargons into a story that they'll understand? So that was also something that I learned over there. And yeah, taking feedbacks was like the most, of what do you call, learning moment for me, because uh, being open to receiving feedbacks is also very important as a designer. And being open, I worked with engineers very closely. So I want, like, something that I learned was being open to pivoting fast, being open, like being flexible basically. You can't get frustrated, you can't get annoyed. This is not a school setting anymore. You have to deliver results and you have to stay resilient. You have to find a way out of any problem or any situation that you face. So this this was not an internship, honestly. This was like a full-time job.
Thank you for sharing your experience, Rai. So let's talk about fees and scholarship. So can you give a rough idea of what was your fee structure like?
So the I think almost everywhere in the US, the fees are based on credits, and each credit has some dollar amount. Here, I think it would be great if you go to the website, but roughly it will cost you around 60 to 65K US dollars. But because I had a scholarship, and as I said, I was really proactive in reaching out to people even when I was in India. So I had like two TA positions already. So that covered my living costs like throughout the whole 2 years. So because of that, I took the leap of faith. I understand that even I come from a middle class background, and I also applied to the to loans, and everything was very streamlined that way. So it gets pretty overwhelming when you are in India, that how will I pay off my debt? How will I? And I still do have those thoughts. I won't deny. But everything works out eventually if you have the caliber and if you have the, you know, uh, if you reach out to the right people, if you just ask for it. I think asking for it has to be my number one tip or number one advice to students. Just ask for it. You never know what will happen, what will work out eventually.
So how much was the scholarship, and is there also any financial aid from the third party that you have got once you're inside college?
I did not apply to any third party financial aids. I was not aware of, but if you are, well and good, it will be, uh, you will have less anxiety here. And my scholarship was 25% of the tuition fees. So I had to, uh, give for health insurance and other extra things, like in full, like for 100%. And yeah, that the 25%, even though it sounds less, but it accumulates to be a big amount, and it matters. And yeah, because I didn't have any living costs, I was uh, okay with spending the 75% of the amount. And my family also really supported me, so that also matters a lot.
That's wonderful, right? So what was the campus culture like for a design student, and what are some of the best things about studying at Northeastern University?
So the Northeastern campus is located right in the middle of the city. We have two T stations or train stations right in the campus. So I think because you are exposed to the city culture, I have grown in a city, and I did not want to, like, my first criteria was uh, to avoid any remote or countryside universities. Was this, that I can't stay in that silence. And so Boston's culture is really great. Boston has it's basically a walkable city, and you get a lot to explore. So as a design student, what I appreciated the most about Boston was the access or the reach, because the design groups or associations that are there, there are a lot of networking events in the city that are happening in the city. So I got exposed to different perspectives as well, and everything is very easy to locate. Professors help a lot, and yeah, everything is very vibrant. Just the weather is a teeny tiny issue, but everything's great.
That's good. So, the continuation of this, since you have finished your also the degree, so how has design education shaped you as a designer and a person?
Well, I have started observing more, and my observation skills have soared because in not only research settings but also in everyday day-to-day life, I have been looking at things from a design perspective, and the the ability to ask why and why not has increased. So I think design education shapes you as a person uh, in terms of you think more from the users or from the other person's perspective, and you are not just rooted in your self belief. So or in your self formed or self constructed belief systems. So that has helped me, like design education has helped me in that. It has shattered all my preconceived notions. It has shattered my I basically reset my lens with every project and with every um, domain that I entered, because I haven't restricted myself into a fintech or an e-commerce designer. I have all, like, even in my thesis, during my thesis time, or even in the design education, in my master's journey, I have made sure that I explore more and more domains. So that design education has, helped me create a foundation for myself, foundation for my how I approach the product or problem as a designer. uh, it has helped lay a foundation in terms of that no matter what domain you enter, curiosity, empathy, and human centered lens should be your three go to you know um, aspects, and without these you cannot function as a designer, is what I feel.
That's wonderful. You have also covered the advice part. So, the last question that I would like to ask is, looking back, what's the one thing you are grateful for in your design education so far?
I think the opportunities that I got, not because I waited for it, but because I actively, pitched myself. Something that I forgot to mention in my industry experience was I was asked to give design thinking workshops or facilitate design thinking workshops. And this was fall 24, that is July to December. And over there, like, I'm sure that you must have also participated in design thinking workshops. And as a participant, the workshop is completely different. And as a facilitator, it is completely different. You structure the whole experience for your participants, right? And because of that, I was confident enough to ask my professors here in Northeastern that if I can facilitate those workshops for students as well. So I think confidence, definitely I have become much more confident as a designer. What my principles are, what I if I were to even start working on a new project altogether, I know my process and I know how to structure my thoughts. So looking back, I think it has been a great journey, and it was been a great learning arc. And yeah, excited for what's next.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Rai, for sharing all these wonderful insights with us. And folks who are watching this video, I'll be attaching Rai's LinkedIn in the description down below. She's happy to help any of your queries related to Northeastern University. Thanks once again, Rahi.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tej. And yeah, thank you for doing this. You're doing a great job for aspiring students and like the creative community at large. Thank you.